Hello there, welcome to the Son of Kama podcast. My name is Metembe Thomas Chuma and I am your host. Thank you for listening in to another edition. And today I want to talk about an interesting topic that I've been thinking about a lot, which is why I personally believe that not buying local and buying food and everything that we need from corporations is actually making us more poor and keeping us from a better life. And so first I need to explain it in context as we usually do. One, for example, so I'm going to be using examples like we take stores like Amazon and Walmart and in America. So I've never been to America, but I hear it's a very nice place. So to some people, so when those stores started and when those companies started, it was just one store. And when they started expanding, because they would take the profits from that one store and then invest it in building another store. So now they would go to a new store and a new place, a new town or a new city, and then they use the profits from the store that they're getting maybe in town A, and then they invest it in the store that is in town B. So imagine now they have got a strategy which they would use where they would get there and all of the retail shops wouldn't be able to compete with their prices, because they would drop their prices so low, and that the people in the local stores, even if they tried to compete with them, they couldn't, because they are financed by two stores rather than one. So it means that they can afford to lose money on one store because they know that you can't afford to lose money on your own stores, right? So then they would do this repetitively until maybe they have a store in every town, and then they do this every time they get to a new place where they offer these insanely low prices and discounts, but you don't know that you are actually paying for it. So when they have now gotten rid of all these lower level retail stores, now they can charge whatever prices they want, because they know that you can't go anywhere to get your food for your food or supplies or anything like that for a better price or a lower price. And that's how they would corner the market and take it over. So you wouldn't realize it, but that discount that they're offering on a Friday or promotion of any kind is actually costing you more 5 years later than it would for you to buy from a local retailer, right? So now my point now is trying to take all of that and now we put it in our own context, right, where we are not buying we're buying less and less of our food locally, and we get more and more of our food from superstores and all of that. So the effect that has is that not only does it reduce the amount of capital that we have to circulate amongst each other, it sort of like takes away the capability for us to produce our own food and gives them more power and leverage to produce our food for us and charge us whatever they feel is worth to them. And so in a way, and if we produced more locally and we sourced more of our own food, we initially would have to pay more. It would cost us more in the beginning, but then as we circulate our money amongst ourselves and increase that structure that we're creating, we would start to pay less and less and less and less money, because those corporations, if their way to try to catch up would be to resort to the methods that they have always done in the past, which is to reduce the prices, and that would reduce their revenue. That would mean that they have less capability of expanding. And so if you really think about it, and if you look at it from an actual proper I'm trying to collect my train of thoughts here. So if you look at it from a long run point of view, one, the more that we buy from them, the more that we source our food from superstores and supermarkets, the less money that we're gonna have for ourselves, and less money that we're gonna have to invest in our own communities and our own products. And so I think we should create an environment or a community where we source each other's own food, where someone produces maybe a bag of potatoes, someone produces a bag of maize, someone produces a bag of this, and we can barter that amongst ourselves. No need to sell it to each other with the real money, so that we can avoid being screwed by the tax man. And for me, Jan, what I would say is my growing concern and my biggest fear is that one day, Jan, we are gonna get so used to this way of living where all of our food is sourced from corporations and supermarkets and all of that, to a point where we are gonna lose the ability and the know-how of producing our own food. Like, it's gonna be something that sounds so far removed from us and so foreign to us, that we essentially wouldn't have the belief that this is actually something that can be achieved. And I know that it sounds as though I'm saying you should stop buying this and you should stop buying that, but that's not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying that what if we produced more and more of our own food? What if we started slowly, and eventually we could get to a place where 100% of our food is locally sourced? I don't know what you're gonna do with this information. I'm just here to relate it to you, and maybe we can find the solutions together. Because as like an ant, and one ant can't do anything, but 10 ants or 100 ants, they can lift up 10 times their body weight. So same as $1, when it's in your pocket, it really doesn't move the nickel. But $1 from 1,000 people in 10 different cities, that really moves the nickel. That changes communities. And I personally do feel like more needs to be done to invest more in local products, and to turn ourselves less and less from consumers to producers and consumers. Because if we look at other communities like the Jewish communities, the Asian communities, I was looking at a study which was talking about how $20, I don't know the amount, but then the money circulates in those communities. I think in the Jewish communities like $20, 20 days. In the Asian communities like 30 days. But then in the black community is 6 hours. So maybe if we produced more things and more products and more services and make them available more and more to each other, we could get that money circulating more and more in our own communities, and have more power and leverage to make it into more money. Anyways, my name is Metembe Thomas Chuma, and this has been the Son of Karma podcast. Thank you for listening in. I think I'm gonna do the outro now. From the preachers in the church to the heathens in the corner, whether you're fresh at the mall or dirty at the corner, I speak to them all. I am the Son of Karma. Bye bye.